Hello and welcome. This is Initiations to Esoteric Knowledge. Hello, this is Crystal Meach. Welcome to Tao of the Heart. In my previous videos, I've alluded to the fact that most knowledge from mystery schools is hidden. There's often an initiation process for gaining hidden esoteric knowledge and wisdom. And we're going to explore that here by going through an example. So, why doesn't everyone have this knowledge? Well, for one, it can't be forced on someone. Two, you've got to be open to new points of view. You have to be committed to a deeper understanding. It takes courage to let go of what you previously believed. It takes courage to challenge your perceptions, especially when those perceptions are validated by our culture. It takes patience. When you change the way you look at things, the way things look change. Once you start learning this, your relationships will change and you'll start to have compassion for the people that don't have the knowledge, but they mean well. And this inside transformation will be reflected on the outside. And that's kind of the exciting part of looking into esoteric knowledge and also what the mystery schools really have to offer. Language. There are words that resonate with one's spirit, heart, and soul. Words can connect to the essence of one's soul. Words can be a call to action. They can fulfill one's purpose and provide a satisfaction beyond nowhere else. And in order to use language, there's an attitude behind it. One has to be in order for those words to be effective. You have to be a certain place within yourself and within relationships. There's no progress unless you have honesty with yourself. And you have to understand the value of letting go of self righteousness, anger, and resentment. So, as one's learning, it's best to keep it confidential. Hence, why esoteric knowledge is always hidden. And regret is a good teacher, so is pain. Self recrimination doesn't really help you move forward. So, it should be easy to let go of that. And to deepen your understanding, teach it. Provide your own examples, as I'm doing here. So I'm going to build on Neville Goddard's work, and we're going to go through this exercise. I want you to take one day and write down all of your thoughts. And then, can you match what you were feeling when you had those thoughts? And until you notice your thoughts, they think you, and you have no choice about your actions. When you understand your thinking and emotions, you take your power back. Notice how your thoughts are relative to your experience. They're not absolute. Do you notice any comparisons within your thoughts? What are you comparing that thought with? So, I'm going to use an example called Women's Attitude Toward Perfectionism. And as a woman, I will certainly give my own example. So, judgments are relative to a person's experience. Perfect person, perfect amount, perfect qualities, perfect timing. Is perfection based on what could be or what should be? Attitude presupposes one set of perceptions, motivations, responses, strengths, abilities, attributes. So that's what we talk about when we're thinking about duality. We're stuck in one set of those perceptions. So if you're stuck in one set of an example, perfectionism, should men and women be duplicates or clones of that perfectionism? Should men and women not have unique capacities outside of your perfectionism? How does the belief in perfectionism limit you? Okay, so you're going to be locked into a duality in, and by being locked into that duality, you can't see your own brilliance and others' brilliance. It's like you have blinders on. And if one cannot see beyond their perception of themselves, they can only see the limitation projected onto others. An example, men are misbehaving. Misbehaving according to what? The limitation projected onto men. So a man is intentionally doing what you set as the limitation within your ego. Have you disclosed your ego to that man? Ask him. I think he would welcome the answer. Um, when someone doesn't meet your expectations, why is that? So let's get something straight. Did that man cause your feelings when he didn't meet your expectations? Or did you cause your feelings with your thoughts? And that is the whole teaching of Neville Goddard right there in that one question. Did you cause your feelings with your thoughts? Did you create your life? Do you own it? Because the minute you own it is the minute you take back your power. What happens when you don't own your thoughts? There's also a power in playing the victim. How is that working for you? So, first you blame another man, woman, whoever. Then you come back and blame yourself. Is something wrong with me? Oh, I was an X. I didn't hit my ego's limit of perfectionism. I don't weigh 120 pounds. How does this set one up for failure? The ego was set based on the past. One never hits the target, and the target is always moving, keeping one stuck in that emotion. Are you still defending your behavior? Are you still defending your expectation of perfectionism onto someone else? Or do you own it? Unconscious behavior made conscious. Are you starting to understand how your actions are externally motivated? Go back to that piece of paper where you wrote down all your thoughts. Your trigger in all those thoughts and all those emotions points you back to your power. What's the difference between being internally motivated and externally motivated? If you're externally motivated, there's a pleasing perception outside of the self, not too perfect to cause jealousy, among others. There's a drive to improve your outer self. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Respond automatically to the needs of others. keep a tally of others' expectations, react, adapt to others' expectations, becomes unconscious and instinctive. And oftentimes it's learned from a young age. It could be a product of school conditioning. You know, Mrs. Johnson wanted me to do this report. I had every day I had to go to school and I had to learn and XXX. And it just keeps going from there. But we're unraveling that, right? This is an initiation. Internally motivated. You're more likely to follow your own path. Oftentimes, you're perceived as stubborn. Others assume you won't adapt due to lack of feeling for them. Ouch. Ouch, I say. And I say this because I see this so much in our culture. I see all the time. I mean, I think about just what we went through in the last 3 years with the pandemic. You know, you've you've been asked to do this, but your heart is somewhere else. And I think that that really triggers, are you internally motivated or externally motivated? And by being internally motivated, the only way to act is connection with your inner world, connection with your inner sense of self. So thanks for watching. Um, I hope you enjoyed this first initiation. There will be many more. Um, it's just an example. And yeah, have a great day.